I worked at the DoubleTree. My day every day is get up early.
Get up early.
Get up early, yes.
For years, 82-year-old Hilda McMillan clocked in at a nearby hotel. At the beginning of the pandemic, she collected unemployment. But later, the state notified her that she had been overpaid, $200-something.
My daughter-in-law helped me, and we sent it in right away. And that was the end. I never heard nothing no more until I won my fortune here, a whole $1,000.
McMillan, who cares for her adult son with special needs,
Mike, what do you want to eat? Anything you want to make, Mom.
enjoys playing the lotto. And this was her first big win.
What was that day like that you found out that you won?
Oh my God, I was excited. So I called my daughter, and she says, "Oh, Mom, I'm taking off from work. I'm coming right now."
The excitement was short-lived.
And they told me they're not going to pay me because that I had an overpayment on my unemployment. I said, I can't believe that. I said, I paid that already.
So she tried calling the Department of Economic Opportunity.
It took almost 3 hours to get them. I mean, we're sitting, finally, and the lady was nice, was very nice, but she couldn't help with nothing. I kept saying, they got my money. Christmas passed by, I could have used it, you know. They held me hostage on my own money, you know.
Public records we obtained from the Florida Lottery reveal over the last year, more than 9,800 lottery winners have received a potential outstanding owed debt alert. 75%, more than 7,400, were from DEO.
My $1,000 was sitting at the unemployment office, and nobody did nothing until we seen your segment on TV.
McMillan's daughter-in-law filled out our form so we could send her information to the state.
2 days later, the unemployment office called me and said, we're going to send you your money. And then 2 days later, they called me again and told me when I'm going to get it. I mean, it happened like that.
McMillan is also getting back the roughly $200 she had already paid the state.
So in other words, I didn't owe them nothing.
And never did.
You were without fault in creating this overpayment, and the department has determined that recovery would be contrary to equity and good conscience.
In a statement, DEO told the I-Team overpayment procedures are in place to mitigate fraud, but it realizes that just because an overpayment is flagged in an account, it does not mean that an overpayment has occurred, saying many result from an incomplete claim. Most of the people who've contacted us say they got stuck because they could never reach a human at DEO.
And when they come, this is the corner, and he falls asleep in this corner all the time.
As for McMillan, her plans for when the $1,200 comes in?
I'm going to give it to my son because he's been so nice to me. And I keep the $200 for myself.
This is a fascinating and frustrating story at the same time, Kylie. So for those out there who have collected unemployment in the past, what should they be doing now?
Well, a lot of people are thinking this is out of sight, out of mind. I've already collected unemployment. I've already moved on with my life. But they're saying you really need to log onto your account and see if there are any sort of notifications and make sure that the contact information is updated, whether that's a phone call, whether that's email. I mean, some people are saying we still haven't heard anything, but that's a way that you can try to help yourself in this.
And so you say you sent about, 70 names to the state unemployment office, people who said the same thing happened to them.
Yes.
And they can't get a hold of the DEO. We've heard that story for years now. Are you still sending those names to the state?
We are still sending them because so many of these problems, quite honestly, could be cleared up if someone could just get in touch with someone from DEO. So we are continuing to do our part, which is just making sure that those names get to someone who can help. And so far, yeah, we've heard back from at least 10 people, if not more, who say they're getting their money back. But this is a story that we know is not over yet.
Definitely, especially with the DEO not picking up the phone. That's been a frustration. Even back years ago when everybody was falling for unemployment because of COVID, that issue was still, and obviously it's still ongoing.
And still trying to get clarity about why that is. I mean, 6 hours, 5 hours, no exaggeration. How can people do that?
Yeah, they need to hire more people, clearly. All right, Kylie, thank you. All right.